Hello everyone, my name is Yuri Gubanov and today I will show you a presentation about our digital forensic tool called Belkasoft Evidence Center, and we'll discuss how you can do computer and mobile investigations with the help of our product. First I will show you some slides and then we will go to the live demonstration of the tool. Let me give you a brief introduction of what the tool can do for you. First of all, this tool can mount and analyze a lot of various types of digital sources, such as hard drives or removable drives, including drives which are enclosed in write blocker devices or network shared devices. We also support analyzing disk images such as NKs, FTK, X-rays, and some others. Of course, there is support for logical images such as L01s and LX01s. For mobile devices, we support all types of smartphone backups, iPhones, iPads, Androids, both IPD and BBB for BlackBerry. Besides, we can analyze UFET dumps, both physical and logical, JTAG and chip-off raw dumps. The product supports virtual machines of 4 types, and one of interesting features of the product is that it can handle nested virtual machines without you having to switch it on. So you can unwind a series of nested virtual machines and extract all artifacts we support, such as documents, mails, chats, browsers, and so on and so forth. Important type of analysis is live memory dump analysis. The tool is capable to extract hundreds of different types of formats and application data from memory dumps, from hibernation files and page files. And by the way, we have a free tool to capture live memory dumps, which you can download from Belkasoft site. While the product itself works only on Windows, starting Windows XP up to modern Windows 10, both 32 and 64 architectures, it can analyze all modern operating systems such as Linux, Unix, all flavors, iOS, macOS X, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Phone. The product supports an analysis of all widespread file systems, such as all versions of FAT, including exFAT, NTFS, HFS, HFS Plus for Mac, X234 for Unix, YAFS, YAFS2 for Android, and some others. And the main idea of the tool, one of the most useful types of analysis it offers you, is analysis, location, extraction, and analysis of artifacts for more than 600 application data types and formats, file formats, database formats, and so on. It starts with Office documents for all types of documents such as Microsoft Office, OpenOffice, PDF, RTF. We support most widespread email clients such as Outlook, Outlook Express, Windows Live Mail, and so on. There are hundreds of mobile applications supported out of the box, including most famous such as WhatsApp, Skype, Viber, WeChat, and so on. The tool has strong support for SQLite databases. I have a separate slide for that. The same for registries, which we can analyze, carve, and find in live memory. There are a number of important system files we support, such as jump lists, thumbnails, event logs, and so on. Of course, support for internet-related artifacts is very important nowadays, and we offer support for such things as browsing histories, chats in instant messengers, social network communications, multiplayer online games, chats, and so on. Next, the product supports different types of analysis for pictures and videos. And finally, it can find more than 200 types of encrypted files. I promised you a separate slide for SQLite. One of the strongest features of the tool is its support for SQLite databases. SQLite is now everywhere because it's widely used in mobile phones and also on computers. Such software as Skype, WhatsApp, or Firefox use SQLite to store their data. And SQLite is a tricky thing because it can store recently deleted data or destroyed data, and sometimes it's possible to recover those. What Evidence Center can do for you? First of all, it has SQLite Viewer, which is built in and which can visualize you every table in the database. And the tool can show you even badly damaged or destroyed databases, while many free tools or even forensic tools will fail to open a carved SQLite database which doesn't have a proper structure, which is invalid starting from, say, 100 kilobytes. Evidence Center is designed to show even badly damaged databases, so it will show you the data which is still of a good structure, and it will try to recover as much information as possible from the portion of the file with bad structure. Apart from just showing you SQLite data, we can recover free list details, and it will be shown in SQLite Viewer as well. And when we analyze applications such as Skype or Firefox out of the box, we also show you deleted data in corresponding viewer for this or that application. I will show you it on a live demo. Apart from free lists, we support analysis for write-ahead log and journal files, which can contain significant amount of data. So it's important to analyze them along with the main SQLite file. Otherwise, you'll miss quite a lot of information. And finally, there is analysis of unallocated space. Don't confuse SQLite unallocated space with hard drive unallocated space. These are similar but different phenomena. So you need a tool to analyze SQLite unallocated space as well. And Evidence Center has this type of analysis for you. For registries, we also have a viewer which will perfectly open carved files or registries from live memory, which are usually incomplete. Microsoft Registry Editor will at best fail to open the file, say that it's incorrect, and at worst it will crash. Evidence Center will not crash on incorrect registries. It will try to show you whatever is available inside. Apart from just showing you the contents of a registry, likewise Microsoft Registry Editor shows, Evidence Center shows you hundreds of different important keys extracted out of the box, such as USB devices plugged into a computer, IP configurations which a computer had before, stuff like user assists, shellbacks, many other types of keywords which you usually search when you open this or that registry file. For pictures and videos, the product can, first of all, it can find pictures, it can carve it, it can extract it from email attachments, from documents, live memory, volume shadow copy, and many other places. And apart from just extracting pictures and showing it in the viewer, it can do various detections such as skin tone detection, face detection for both profile and frontal faces. We can detect text, scan texts, or texts which are photoed. And it does OCR. We automatically recognize text in pictures where text is detected, and the text is instantly searchable, so you can find a word which was inside the picture. A separate module, which we call photo forgery detection module, can find you edited pictures. So you can answer the question whether the picture is genuine, whether it came from a camera unchanged, or it has some traces of editing inside any graphical editor tool. This model also has a photo ballistics function. When you have a photo with EXIF metadata cleared or faked, this model will robustly give you an answer which camera was used to make this or that photo. Finally, the product supports video keyframe extraction. Instead of watching the entire movie, you can extract a number of still images, which are called keyframes, and you can quickly review all these images without losing any information from video, because the concept of keyframe is that this is a frame which significantly differs from previous keyframe. So any major change in the scene in the camera will reflect in a separate picture. Apart from just extracting keyframe, the product can do the same detections for you. So imagine a CCTV camera, 24 hours. Instead of watching this 24 hours, you extract keyframes first, and then you detect faces. So in a few minutes, you'll have a series of faces found in the CCTV movie. Okay, I'll skip information about jump list because it's more because it will be more handy to show on a live demo. The same with thumbnails. It's important to mention carving. Of course, we can find existing files. That's an easy part of the story. But when files or individual items such as chat messages or visited URLs are deleted, it's important to be able to recover this deleted data. So what carving is a specific type of analysis when the tool does not rely on file system, because a file can be deleted or entire file system can be quick formatted, for example. And carving looks not for files, it looks for signatures. Signature is a sequence of bytes which is specific to this or that type of application or format. And carving helps to find deleted data, hidden data, data embedded to some container files, such as a malicious script inside PDF, for example, and so on. The product Evidence Center uses carving for both unallocated space analysis, allocated space analysis, analysis of hibernation and page files, analysis of memory dumps, and for different other data source analysis such as physical images. Live memory analysis helps you to recover information which never goes to hard drives. For example, various decryption keys for encryption, for whole disk encryption engines such as TrueCrypt or BitLocker. You can find social networks only inside social network chats only inside live memory, or things like hibernation page file. You will not find history for Facebook or inside history files. So that's why live memory dump analysis is really important in forensic investigation. Interesting function of Evidence Center: when you have a data source such as image or virtual machine, Evidence Center will automatically go inside the image or inside the virtual machine, and it will automatically attach hibernation and page file inside this image or virtual machine. So you don't have to mount specific hibernation or page file to the tool manually, which could be quite time-consuming when you have, for example, nested virtual machines, because you have to extract the first virtual machine, then switch it on, extract hibernation file from it, and so on. The tool has different timeline types to help you to narrow your focus, narrow your search, using visual tools such as graphical timeline or textual table view timeline, which combines all the events in the case in a single view. So you can filter these events by different criteria such as time, such as event type, or text, and so on. Apart from analyzing of 700 types of artifacts out of the box, the tool allows you to do low-level investigation. It has a file system module which helps you to review all the structure of hard drive or mobile device or mobile dump. And for live memory, it also shows you a list of processes. So this file system module shows you all the folders and files, including hidden and deleted. Then you can navigate to each and every file or folder. You can review all files in handy hex viewer. You can review the entire volume or partition in the hex viewer, or the entire contents of an image or a drive. So you can do something like custom carving. You can enter any signature into the hex viewer and find it in a file, in a volume or partition or entire image. Finally, the product has scripting module, which is based on simplified C# programming language. Using this scripting module, which we call Belkasoft, you can extend product capabilities by writing your own code, such as custom carving, custom searching, custom reporting, and so on. And the tool has full debugging capabilities for your scripts. So when you have an error in your script, it will help you to find syntax errors and also runtime errors, and you can do debugging such as step-by-step execution, viewing variable values, setting breakpoints, and so on. So now let me go to the tool. Here you see what it looks like. Let me create a case. Yeah, you can also specify a root folder. For example, if you want to store all your cases on a removable drive to work with multiple investigation machines, You can specify investigator name and also time zone. There is also a description. I create a case. It now looks which types of physical drives are attached and which devices are attached to the computer. And the first question you are asked is what types of data, what data source would you like to analyze? For example, you can analyze a drive image file or virtual machine. Let me show you which types of data sources we support here. AFF, Atola, DD and case, both types, logical, both types, DMG for various Apple related stuff, virtual machines, X-Ways containers. You can also analyze logical or physical drives attached to a computer. There is also mobile backups, such as AB for Android, BBB, IPD for BlackBerry, raw binary files for JTAG or ChipOff, and iOS backup, and finally UFAT dumps. There is support for page file hibernation file memory dump, including memory dumps created by third-party tools, not only by Belkasoft Live RAM Capturer. Finally, there is a selected folder. If you are in rush, you can analyze just user folder, for example, because this is much quicker, while user folder, see user's user account name, this folder contains most of user-related data. For this webinar, I will show you analysis of sample folder, which is included to the tool. Let me mention that we have a hash set analysis. Apart from extracting data such as emails, SQLite databases, or mobile stuff, we can also detect some files, hash values for which are already known. And for this, you can click on options and you can add any NSRL hash set database. Okay. At the second screen, you can see what types of artifacts we support. At the left, you can see browsers, chats, documents, encrypted files, there's geolocation, mails, payment systems, standard mobile applications, and so on and so forth. When you select something in the left, you can see corresponding types of applications, corresponding applications and operating systems. So imagine you are investigating Android. In this case, you would like to uncheck iOS, Mac OS X, or Windows to speed up your analysis, like this. You can see how many chat programs we support. More or less every popular chat program in the world. Okay, let me select everything for this demonstration and click Finish. The product asks whether you would like to add another data source. Sometimes you have, say it, hard drive image, mobile backup, and memory dump. So you can immediately add the second or third data source to the case if you like. For this demonstration, I don't need a second data source, so I click No. And I can see that the product started meanwhile to analyze my data source. In the Task Manager screen, you can see what tasks are now ongoing in the system. You can see the progress, you can see status. And in the Completed tab, you can see what tasks are already completed. You can see whether they completed successfully or not. You can also filter by the status here. Okay, while the product is still running on the analysis, you can see that overview window is already populated with some data extracted from my data source. There is also a Case Explorer window which shows you all the data grouped by data source and by data type and by application type. For example, when I go to instant messengers, you can see a lot of various found profiles for Skype, ICQ, WeChat, and some other types of instant messengers. So when you click on any instant messenger, for example, you can see all the chats made by the profile owner, along with the direction, type of the chat, who was the author, who was the recipient, time etc, message. Sometimes other columns, for example, is deleted. By the way, you can see that all the items, almost all the items, are deleted except for calls and a few messages. Why? Because we recovered this data from free lists. Let me prove that. When you go to View, you can select SQLite Viewer. Here it is. And whenever you select anything what stores the data in SQLite, SQLite Viewer will immediately populate a table list, so you can review all the tables in the database. You can see the structure for all the tables, and you can see data. And when you go to Messages table, which is a table where Skype stores its data, you can see 53 records, but all of them are marked with red color. This means that these items came from free lists. You can go to item property and review some information about the selected item in the table. So if you open this database in, say, SQLite DB browser, you'll see 0 messages in messages table. So you are going to lose all the chat information in this case. Okay, let me go back to the item list, to the message list. You can see that you can add different items, selected items, or all items to the report. From here you can create for just checked items or for all items. You can bookmark items. So you can see bookmarked items are now highlighted, and the bookmark is created in the Case Explorer. You can also create a report from the Case Explorer by selecting Create Report item in the context menu or Create Report button on the toolbar. At the right you can see Filter By. You can filter the selected list, the list which you now see on the message list, by different criteria such as participants, sender or recipient, by text, or by date and time range. Okay, let me create a report to show you what it looks like. I created in PDF. You can customize how report looks like in advanced options. For example, you can specify logo, you can specify fonts, you can select what columns would you like to include to the report. For example, for Skype, I'm not interested in time local because it stores information in UTC. I'm also not interested in attachments and read status. So only direction from to, time, Let me make time first. Message is deleted. Okay. I specify the target folder. Let me go to Task Manager to see the status. And here you are. You can see the report. You can see some details about the case, about the profile, and then you can see actual history. Only those columns which we selected. Okay, that's about instant messengers. Then you can go to browsers to see different cookies extracted for Chrome profile, downloaded files, favorites, and of course the most important sites visited by user. For sites you can see not just a link and last visit time, but also you can see search term if it was a Google search, or category. For example, we can detect social networks or dating sites and so on. You can do this also in filters. For example, you can review only social networks or only Google searches. So let me select Google. You can see only Google searches. You can see search term and so on. By the way, if you are not interested in this column, you can right click, say choose columns, and you can exclude search term from this view. Okay, good. You can reset filter here, by the way. This will reset the columns. Okay, from here you can also specify different items, you can bookmark them, you can create a report and so on. Next, you can see mailboxes. Here you can see two mailboxes, one of which is Outlook, and another one is the BAT. You can see the mailbox structure. You can select any mail folder and review items inside. For example, you select an email and you can see different properties such as sender, receiver, CC, BCC, if any, priority, importance, encoding, and so on. You can also review plain text, which is searchable, even if it was in HTML or RTF. You can review headers, for example, IP addresses used to deliver a message. And if the email had an attachments, you can see attachments right in the item properties. For example, this mail had 6 attachments. You can review them, or if it was not a picture, you can open that file or save selected files to your hard drive. By the way, you can also right click to the profile and you can copy all attachments to a folder, which is sometimes useful. Instead of doing this for every attachment one by one, you can copy all attachments to a single folder, and the product will take care of attachments with the same name. It will rename attachments with the same name with _1, _2, and so on, to make sure the name is unique, so you will not miss any attachments because they are overwritten. Okay, from here you can also create a report, bookmark items, and do other stuff. By the way, if we speak about attachments, when we go to the next item, which is pictures, you can go to a filter which is called a region, and you can see that my pictures node has 6 attachments, 6 mail attachments. So when I unselect all and select only attachments, you can see these items with these pictures which we have just seen inside an email. When we reset the view, you can see some pictures which contained in my sample folder, in mail attachments, in documents, and some other regions. For picture here, you can double click to see the entire picture, to see the full screen picture. You can review EXIF information, or you can go to properties to see all the properties for EXIF, for the file, and for a region of the photo. You can also right click and do different other stuff. For example, copy files, selected files to folder, or copy item to the clipboard. Or you can filter by geolocation, by GPS data. And this is my favorite example. This is a Tower Bridge in London. And let me view it on Google Maps. You can see the map. Let me show it in the satellite view. So you can judge by the shadow that this is indeed a Tower Bridge. And you can do even stuff like that. So you can see the place where the picture has been taken, which is sometimes pretty handy. Okay, on many investigator machines, it's not allowed to have internet, so you can install Google Earth and show items on Google Earth, or you can export items to Google Earth format, KML format, and then you can go to any computer with internet connection to review the KML file. So if your suspect had an iPhone, for example, and they were making photos going somewhere, you can trace the route of the suspect using this function of the tool. Okay, let me reset the filter. Apart from that, you can analyze pictures, you can detect faces, you can detect skin, which is the function here is called detect pornography. You can detect texts, and you can detect forged pictures or edited pictures. So let me see my task manager. You can see it still searches faces. While it searches faces, let me show you the videos. For videos, you can see the all videos which are found, and then you can right click and extract or re-extract keyframes from these videos to see what keyframes were inside, what important views, important scenes were inside the videos. So then you can run the same detection such as face detection, or text detection, or pornography detection. Okay, while it still works, let me go back to pictures, and you can see that the girl here got green box around her face. This is because the face has been detected on this picture, or on this picture. This is me, by the way. And you can do filters here, only pictures with faces. Okay, let me go back to task manager. Okay, no tasks are ongoing, so we can go to the filters again, and now you can see that we have filter called pictures with text. If I unselect pictures with faces, you can see the scanned book. This is something about wine and wine glasses. If I go to item properties, to item text, you can see perfectly recognized text which includes wine glass. And now if I press Ctrl F and I specify wine glass in my search window, click OK. Let me go to the task manager to see the progress. Okay, you can see that wine glass has been found in the picture, in the field name text, profile name pictures. So this looks like a miracle, but it works. Okay, registry. For registry, apart from showing you the registry in the registry viewer, let me show what it looks like. So whenever you select any registry file, it shows in registry viewer. But of course, this is what you can do with the Microsoft Registry Editor. Interesting story here is extraction of most important registry artifacts out of the box, such as user assist, for example, or last applications and paths. You can see that VirtualBox has been run recently. And if I go to user assist, let me find it. Okay, here it is. So I know that VirtualBox was run twice. You can go to some other nodes here and review such registry artifacts such as Windows accounts. For example, you can see usernames, login times, hash values, and some other details. You can see network details such as network cards. Here, for example, you can see virtual network cards, which immediately gives you a hint that your suspect had virtual machine and you should search for virtual machine file. But if you have Evidence Center, this file will be found automatically, don't worry. You can see Wi-Fi profiles, including SSID names and last connection time. You can see startup, you can see connected USB devices along with the serial number, hardware ID, last connection time. You can see TCP/IP configurations, which are important when your suspect was working with proxy servers and so on. There are some other types of artifacts we can extract. All in all, it's more than 200 various keys which we extract out of the box. Okay, the tool also found some documents. For each document, you can see, first of all, of course, plain text. For Excel, it's text combined from all cells, from all pages. For PPT, this is a text from all slides. For PDF and for RTF and for Word, it's easier. It's just text as it was stored inside. You can see properties such as metadata, who created the document, when it was last changed or created, depending on what is stored in the file. And for files with embedded items, you can see what items were embedded. This is not sometimes this is not a picture. this might be metadata file, this might be script, this might be an archive or another document. For pictures, we can show you them right away. For other types of artifacts, you can right-click and save them on a hard drive or open in a default viewer. If you go to the Case Explorer and right-click to the Documents node here, you can copy all documents to a single folder to combine them at a single place. Or you can copy all embedded files to a folder. The same story as with attachments. Sometimes you need pictures from documents, for example, or scripts from all documents. So you can copy all embedded files instead of going one by one. And again, if I go to pictures and I go to file origin, you can see that we had pictures from files here. I'm sorry, pictures from documents here. And when you click on pictures from documents, and I need also to select all here. So you can see this puppy which came from that PowerPoint document. Okay, next we found 4 encrypted files. For each encrypted file, we show you the name, the type of the file, MD5 hash, complexity, how complex is this to decrypt the file, protection features such as open password, which means that you can't even open the file without knowing a password, or permission-based protection such as, for example, you can't print a document. Belkasoft cannot decrypt encrypted files itself, but if you have our partner product Passware Kit Forensic, you can right-click and this item decrypt will be enabled for you, so you can decrypt files right away from Belkasoft tool. Okay, let me show you the next part. You can see AB file. Why is it here? We did not add any AB files to the case. The answer here is that this file was stored inside a folder, and remember I told you that all nested data sources are mounted automatically. So whenever you have an image with a virtual machine or virtual machine with a virtual machine or image with a smartphone backup inside, this nested data source will be automatically included to the case, and it will be searched for the same type of artifacts you selected on the artifact selection window. So you can see some browsers, some geolocation, some chats, some mobile applications were found inside the AB file. So you can see some Yahoo, you can see a lot of various stuff for Facebook, for Twitter, Viber, eBuddy, Yahoo Messenger, and so on and so forth. So it looks absolutely the same as for computer artifacts. So you don't need any special knowledge about mobile artifacts here. Okay, let me go to file system. You can see my data source with all the files and folders. And by the way, you can also review the AB file contents, which is particularly handy because you can extract just a portion of a backup file to your investigator machine, or you can select any folder, go to Files tab, and review all files which were stored inside this folder. Then you can go to Hex Viewer You can review what was inside. You can review actual bytes and their string representation. You can select one or multiple bytes, and the type converter screen will show you how you can interpret these bytes using conversion to integer or to float number or to Unix time or to IP version 4. You can change little or big endian, or say it you can specify 16 bytes and CIP version 6. Here you can also do bookmarks. You can review those bookmarks. You can assign them specific color. You can give them a name and description. You can navigate through bookmarks using these buttons. So imagine you have some information which you only have a guess what is it. You can mark it with different colors, and then you can review actual contents using type converter to prove your guess. So all these functions help you to understand what was going on inside a binary file. Here you can also do search by text or by hex values. So you basically can do custom carving here. For example, when I say 128, you can see it was found here. And from here you can select a number of bytes and save selection to a file. So basically I just carved a file, carved some information which started with these bytes. If you need to select 100 kilobytes, it will be quite difficult to do with mouse. So you can say select block, specify an offset, start offset and end offset or length. And you can even use different numeral systems to specify these numbers. Here you can do some other stuff. You can adjust line size to your screen size. You can specify encodings like that, or select default, and you can do some other things like go to advanced using the same principle like select block, and you can do other stuff. For example, you can open arbitrary file. You do not have to open a file from the case. You can open arbitrary file to use all the power of our hex viewer. When you have a memory file, not a disk file or a mobile backup or mobile dump, for the memory files which represent memory of Windows 7 or Unix or Android, will show you all the processes, including dead processes. And you can review process memory in the same hex viewer if you like. Okay. Here we also have export to Evidence Reader. Evidence Reader is a free tool which helps your colleague which do not have Belkasoft license to work with the data extracted by you. You can also see plist data. There is also scripting. You can see just an example of what script looks like. I will not go deep inside scripting. It's some complicated stuff. Maybe we'll have another webinar on that. Okay. Yeah, looks like I didn't forget anything. Let me just go through search and search results window. For search, first of all, you have search history. You can search by just word or phrase, or you can do keyword searches. you can attach any text file, one search term per line, and the product will search all these keywords for you. You can do a regular expression search or grep search, for example, for credit cards, for emails. But we made some predefined searches for you out of the box, such as adult sites, such as country names, credit cards, dating sites, disposable emails, IP addresses, MAC addresses, and many other stuff. So let me search by the word Tom. You can specify where to search. You can specify data source. You can specify type of artifacts you're looking for. And for any selected artifact types, you can select profiles where you would like to search. Okay. You can go to Task Manager to see the progress, but now you can see that the search is complete. Some documents with Tom inside were found, some Skype conversations, some ICQ conversations, and so on. You can also filter this search result in item list for text, by data source, by profile, or by field where the search term was found. For example, you're only interested in results where Tom was found in file locations. So here you can see the file location for the document, which is called Tommy6 something. By the way, note that there are two search results for my two searches. Moreover, I can go to search history and review all the history requests. And if I have newly added data sources, I can update search results for this search to see whether new results arrived with extraction of data from a new added data source. And from here, of course, you can select items and create a report or do other stuff like bookmarks, for example. Okay, let me go back to my slides and summarize what I've shown you today. You've seen that Evidence Center is a pretty easy tool to use. Just 2 clicks to add and analyze data source. It's pretty fast because it doesn't index everything on a hard drive. It only extracts and indexes information from artifacts, from files which we support out of the box, such as emails, browsers, documents, system files, chats, and so on. It's very powerful. It doesn't go only to existing files. It can also carve deleted data. It can go to unallocated and select space. It supports volume shadow copies. It can do live memory analysis. It analyzes hibernation and page files. It can recover SQLite data, such as data from free lists, unallocated space for SQLite, write-ahead log files, journal files, and so on and so forth. So despite the fact that you just clicked twice, it doesn't mean that the tool does some trivial work. It's very comprehensive. The tool is fairly priced. Our prices start at $1,100 US. So all the functions included, except for file system module, and the price can be higher depending on configuration on some additional modules. So the tool helps your investigations easier. It doesn't require any special training. You've seen that most of functions are instantly available to you, maybe scripting or some some SQLite work requires a little bit of training, but most of functions are very available and handy to use. So it saves the time and effort and allows you to find more evidence faster. Here you can see some of our customers. And if you like to try the tool, you can go to belkasoft.com/trial. We offer free trials, 1 month trial with full functionality to all law enforcement and to all academic institutions. If you work in a private company, write us an email to support@belkasoft.com and we will see if we can provide you with a full trial. You can also contact me directly at belkasoft.com or send me a message in LinkedIn. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.